Okay, so it is Sunday afternoon, Memorial Day weekend. Happy Memorial Day. Ooh, that drink looks good. Okay, so I'm watching my favorite movie, one of my favorite movies of all time, Crooklyn. And I always loved watching Crooklyn because I resonated so much with being a little black girl, right? If you've not seen Crooklyn, what is wrong with you? It is a Spike Lee movie. It was made in the 90s, like I think 94, 95, something like that. Um, and it's about a black family in the 70s just going through life, right? Um, and so I always loved the movie anyways, but like as an adult and watching it and the struggles that the mom and the dad go through, I just had a different perspective about it because I remember watching the movie and like hearing them argue about money and stuff, but like I'm today years old where I realized like they were arguing because this nigga was writing hot checks coming out of her account. So she was having to pay for it. She was the only person working. He was a pianist, a musician, and at some point he was making money, but right now he's not making money. And that's impacting the whole household. They're not able to pay their bills. Eventually their electricity gets cut off. Like, it's a whole thing. And so while that's happening, she's telling the kids, go to bed, turn off the TV. The oldest is like, man, I'm gonna watch this game, boy. And so it was in that moment that I realized, like, oh my God, like, she was overstimulated. Like, this is what it feels like being a mom and like being a wife and having a family and like being overstimulated. And that sends, that's a whole, it starts a whole thing, right? I'm watching it now and she turned off the TV and it's just, it starts a whole thing. My whole point is just that I'm 36 years old watching this movie with 36-year-old eyes, having a lot of the experiences that they're having as a family on different levels though, like being the daughter, right? And then being a mom, being all of that. It's crazy watching the perspective that you have when you watch different things. This is one of my favorite movies, like, of all time. If anybody were to ask me top 5, this is easily in my top 5. If it's not number 1 or 2, it's my favorite movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it. And another thing that I'm finding while watching this movie is that a lot of my favorite movies and songs and stuff that I grew up listening to had a way of conditioning me. I'm realizing, like, in the movie, they end up breaking up for a time, right? I don't know how long it was. I think it was a couple weeks that he left the home, but being completely transparent, that was normal in my household as far as my family, as far as the children that I've given birth to. That was the norm. The in and out, the back and forth, I mean, for years. Like, this is the longest that I've not gone back to be in a connection with that person. Yeah, we parent the same children. They are the other parent. I am one parent, right? And so it was normal to me. But like, I'm watching this movie and I'm just realizing, like, oh my God, like, my favorite things. Another favorite movie of mine, Beauty and the Beast. Do you know that nigga treated her like, as I'm sitting here like processing shit, call it delayed or whatever you want to call it, but it is like a delayed realization. And then you go through the whole process of like understanding that you didn't know for so long. And then there's kind of like a grief process. It's like, this is real fucking time realizations that I'm having. Like, Beauty and the, like, any of the Disney movies, always have tragedy or something bad or very sad or very traumatic. Beauty and the Beast is my favorite because for whatever reason, like, I just love Belle. Like, when Beauty and the Beast came out in the 90s, I was, I think, like 3 or something. And it was on heavy repeat at my grandma's house. And I was always watching it. It's my shit. And it is home for me. So as I watched it, and as I've watched it as an adult, like, I realized Beast treated Belle terribly for some shit that she didn't do when all she was trying to do was come in and help his dumbass. And yeah, he ended up softening and being able to be human again, but only because she loved him to make him be fucking human. All of the things that she went through, she was a prisoner for the first who knows long. Okay, for who knows how long. She was a fucking prisoner first, and then he saw her in a different way, decided to let her out, and then they fell in love. Like, this is the weird, sick, and twisted shit that we have. It's been normalized. Like, this is why a lot of us don't make good choices. Even if you have examples of like decent people or decent relationships around you. Let's say you do come from a 2-parent household. There are still people that come from 2-parent households that still make fucked up choices in relationships. I'm not going to blame every single thing on the pop culture and the things that I watched and that are my favorite, but it does have it plays a huge part in why I made the choices that I made. Even the music. Like, I was listening to like millennial rap, Ludacris and 3 6 Mafia and stuff like that, and just like seeing the words to these songs, and then we're just singing it, like, it normalizes being mistreated. Like, and I've known that, especially about the music, but like the movies, it's something that's a little bit newer to me that I'm realizing, like, my favorite movies say a lot about my attachment style. It says a lot about the trauma that I've experienced. It says a lot about the things that I've normalized. And again, as I'm coming out of this shit, learning and growing and processing and grieving and growing and processing and all of this, like, just going through the motions, and then being in this weird middle place of like, oh, I feel good, and then this other place of like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. It's just, it can't really be explained other than the way that I've explained it. If you know, you know, right? But I'm just now coming to terms, like, this shit that's my favorite, that I would watch on repeat from me being 5 and 6 years old, like, it plays a big part in the decisions that I've made. That's all.